Hello, everybody out there in Rumble, X, and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. And today we're going to talk some more about the latest episode of And Just Like Crap, Season 3, Episode 6. I don't even remember. What was the name of this episode anyway? I forgot already. Damn. Silent Mode. Sorry, Silent Mode. Excuse me. That's the name of this episode, Silent Mode. Why is it called Silent Mode? Because Lisa, Todd Wexley's character, turns her phone on silent while she's trying to flirt and work with her editor that she hired based on his looks, not based on his skill. Okay, well, he also had a woman's name, of course. They have to emasculate him somehow. Okay, and so while that was going on, her dad died, and everyone tried to get a hold of her, and they couldn't because her phone was off. So as soon as she turns her phone back on, her husband comes to visit her at work, tells her father passed away, played by the legendary Billy D. Williams, I might add, one of my personal heroes growing up. All right, and so now she's all upset about that. All right, even though this is a subplot in this episode, they decided to title this episode Silent Mode. Silent Mode has nothing to do with Miranda's disgusting dog-loving dog. Yeah, her love life. Okay, has nothing to do with that. They're trying to make Miranda like Bridget Jones. Okay, they're trying to get you to feel sorry for her and to embarrassingly laugh at some of her romantic fumbles, you know, which doesn't work. It worked on Bridget Jones' Diary. Okay, it worked on that because Bridget Jones was a nerd girl. Okay, she had very low self-esteem. She was clumsy. She had a big ass. Okay, which we constantly got a good look at throughout the entire movie. Okay, she was very self-conscious. Easily manipulated, that kind of a thing. All right, so you felt sorry for her. You saw her going through her love life struggles. Okay, and so you felt sorry. You rooted for her. Okay, you wanted Bridget Jones to find the right guy, okay, and to quit getting screwed over and quit making a fool of herself, okay? And a lot of women related to that because a lot of women have fumbled. I mean, I've been on dates where girls, fumbled in some very embarrassing ways, okay, even recently. All right, so I get that, and that is funny because the bottom line is Bridget Jones was a nice girl. She was a nice girl, but she was shy and she was, self-conscious and she was clumsy, that kind of thing. All right. But guys can find that endearing. Okay. Women don't find that endearing in a man, but guys find that endearing in a woman. So in that sense, you could root for Bridget Jones. You could wish her, root for her, making a fool of herself and stuff, and being embarrassed about it. Okay, because she's a good girl. Okay, now that's just the first movie. As the Bridget Jones movies continue to progress, you could say she became this slut, this stupid fucking bitch, this piece of shit mom, this cheating woman. Okay, so she wasn't anywhere near the woman she was before because Hollywood today would never allow her to be the way that she was. Like, I think, when did Bridget Jones come out? Like in 1999 or 2000, something like that. All right. Back then, you could get away with a nerd girl being the main character, okay? Being made a fool of throughout the whole movie until the very end, okay? Today, no, Hollywood would never allow that. You cannot show women as weak. You can't show them as stupid, okay? You can't show them as needing a man, okay? Any of that stuff, okay? You can't do that at all. Definitely not on this show, okay? So what they're trying to do is they're trying to get the sympathy level for Miranda, for Cynthia Nixon, that they got for Bridget Jones, okay? And it's just not going to work, okay? Miranda's a fucking cunt. She's always been a cunt ever since the first season of Sex and the City. She's always been a man-hating piece of shit. Thinks she's better than everybody else, okay? Complains about society, okay? Like there's anything she can fucking do about it, okay? She's woke as fuck, all right? She doesn't give a shit about men in general, especially white men, all right? So why the fuck would I give a crap about her romantic fumbles? I don't care. I don't care about her, okay? I hope she gets ditched. I hope she dies alone. Okay, there's nothing likable about Miranda. There's nothing about her that screams warmth, that screams like, I want to be your friend, okay? She's an entitled, insufferable, stuck-up fucking bitch, okay? And she's even a bitch to other women, okay? It's not just the men, okay? So there's nothing about her that I like. So there's nothing about her that I would root for. You see what I mean? So her whole storyline about trying to find love again, okay, after she blew up her marriage, okay, destroyed her family, all right, to be with some transgendered Latino thing that looked like Fred Flintstone with lipstick on. Okay, but you don't have to worry about Shay anymore because Shay walked off into the sunset with fucking the female version of fucking Popeye the Sailor Man. So I'm pretty sure they're living happily ever after in Uglyville. All right. But as far as Miranda goes, okay, she's still trying to find love, okay? And I guess, fucking the shit out of Rosie O'Donnell didn't quite do it for her, okay? I don't understand why. Okay, clearly Rosie's a 10, all right? So that must be a problem with Miranda. Okay, so now she's in love with some butt ugly British version of herself, woke as fuck as well. Doesn't give a shit about a family or kids or anything like that. It's all about her career. Okay, so now she's in love with this bitch. Okay, and this one likes dogs. Of course, Joy loves dogs. Why else would she date Miranda? Yes, I'm gonna play that joke to the bitter end. Excuse me, absolutely. The jokes write themselves. Okay, on the show, the jokes write themselves. All right, so so I don't care about Miranda's love life. I don't care about any of that crap. Seema is a waste of space. She's just another pig. She's only there because she's not white. That's the only reason she's there. She thinks she's like Liz Taylor or something, or like a 90s Sharon Stone. Bitch, you were like a good 80 pounds. You got a good 80 pounds on Sharon Stone. Okay? Now, I'm not saying Sharon Stone looks good today. She looks like shit today, but she looks a hell of a lot better than you, Seema. That's for sure. I'd take Sharon Stone today over you any day of the week. All right, but Seema thinks she's a 10. She thinks she's all that. She has more romantic feelings for her freaking her driver. Okay, her work vehicle driver, the guy that she pays to drive her around the city from place to place. She cares more about him. She has more feelings about that relationship. I'm your boss and you're my employee. She has more emotional investment in a relationship like that than she does in the guys that are actually her boyfriends. Okay. When she gets rid of her boyfriends, she don't give a shit. Even though they're all high value, they're nightclub owners in Brooklyn, they're big budget movie directors in Hollywood, but she doesn't give a shit about them. What she gives a shit about is when she has to fire, her driver. Okay, because that was love right there. I'll come back for you. I will. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Okay, Seema's nothing more than a fucking chain-smoking, self-entitled, insufferable pig. That is all she is. And I don't give two fucking shits about her heels, how much her feet hurt, because now she actually has to walk around the city. Okay? She spends all her fucking money on fucking clothes, on her fucking image. Okay? She has no fucking boyfriend. She has no husband, no kids, no ex-husband, no nothing. Nothing. So why does she got to work so fucking hard? Who is she saving all this money for? Who is she making all this money for? For nobody. She's got a good maybe 2 or 3 years left. The way she's smoking and the way she's drinking. Okay? She's got maybe 5 years left of life. Okay, what the fuck does she need all this money for? What the fuck does she need this boss bitch for? Okay? Yeah, you can buy these expensive clothes and this expensive jewelry, but you can love that stuff. You can love your leopard skinned, your leopard tight-fitting, leopard printed fucking dresses. Okay, your expensive necklaces and your watches and your sunglasses. Okay, but for what? You're too fucking old to attract any high value men. Okay, you're too disgusting to attract any men, really. Okay, except for the ones that came, the writers that came from science fiction that write these episodes. Okay, and what do you need all the fucking money for? You have no one to leave it to. You have no one. You have no one to leave this money to, and that goes for all the women on the show, all the women, with the exception of Charlotte. Okay, but even Charlotte, I mean, it's Harry's money. Yes, I know that Charlotte won the apartment that they live in. She got it from Trey, and the divorce, they were married for like 9 months or something. I get all that. All right. Okay. But there's still thing of property taxes. There's still utilities. There's still all that stuff that has to get paid. Okay. Her children's private schools. Okay. Those things aren't going to pay for themselves. The vacations, the clothes, all that stuff comes from Harry. Okay, who's got prostate cancer now. And Charlotte's acting like she's the one that got diagnosed with it. She's the one that's dying, not Harry. Harry's actually being very level-headed about it. I mean, he's not happy that he got diagnosed with it, but he's doing the best that he can. He's trying to, enjoy his life, okay? He's making the decisions he needs to make. He wants to do surgery instead of radiation or chemo. Fine, he's making decisions, okay? But he's not going to let this bother him. He's got a wife. He's got kids, okay? He's got a family. Okay, that he has to put in front of him. The only thing he really gives a shit about is watching his fucking baseball games, his Mets. Okay, and his wife can't even let him have that. Okay, because it's all got to be about her. It's got to be about me. Look what I'm going through. Oh my God, it's like shift the focus away from Harry. Okay, and focus it all on her. She's the one that's not Harry. She's the one that's suffering. She's the one that's in pain. She's the one that can't talk about it. She's the one that's hurt. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, he told her because she needed to know. It's his wife. Okay, but he also wanted to reassure her that I'm going to deal with this. We're going to deal with this. We're going to be fine. And instead, she just fucking panics. Okay, she just fucking starts going all crazy, yelling at people and shit, closing herself off, getting antsy with people, losing her temper, overcompensating for her secrecy, so people look at her like, what's she trying to hide from me? That kind of thing. All right, it's just ridiculous. She is not the one that has fucking cancer. Okay, it's him. Okay, she should follow her husband's lead, maybe for a change, instead of bossing her husband around all the fucking time like she does. Okay, maybe she should let him take the lead. Let him be the man for a change, and I don't mean just the one who pays all the bills and stuff. Okay, I'm talking about let him deal with this. Okay, because there's one thing this show does not have is a strong man. There are no strong men on the show. Never have been. Never have been any strong men on the show. The men have always been weak. They've always been complacent. Okay, to whoever third wave feminist is standing right next to them, which is all of them. Okay, they've all been subjugated by women. They've always been emasculated by the women. Okay, they've always done what the women tell them to do. Okay, there's no strong men on this show. Let Harry be a strong man. He's dealing with a crisis. Let him be in charge of his crisis. Instead, we got Charlotte in charge of it, and Charlotte's just fucking panicking. Okay, like the spastic bitch that she fucking is. I used to like Charlotte. She was the prettiest one out of the original 4 from Sex and the City. Okay, she was the only one that I was even remotely attracted to, honestly. Okay. Was Kristen Davis, okay? But now she looks like shit with all her Botox, okay? Which just tells every man out there, I'm afraid of getting older, okay? You're advertising that with all the fucking shit you did to your face. We know that, okay? And she's rude to everybody. She's rude to fucking sales clerks. She's rude to waitresses. Okay, she's just rude to fucking people in general. Okay? She's a fucking cunt now. I have no fucking empathy for Charlotte. I don't give a shit about Charlotte. I care more about Harry than I do about Charlotte. I actually feel sorry for Harry, okay? Because he's going to live and die as a beta male limp dick motherfucker, okay? Who needs a wife to tell him what to fucking do. Because he has no fucking authority in his own fucking household that he fucking supports, okay? Charlotte does not support that household with her bullshit part-time job selling bad artwork to gay guys, okay? Her $30,000 a year job. Okay, that's not what puts bread, fucking, what do they call it? Hummus, whatever the fuck the fucking Jewish bread is that they eat there. Okay, she's not the one that puts that on the table. It's Harry that does it. It's Harry that she lives off. It's Harry that's her fucking meal ticket. It's Harry that takes care of the kids. It's Harry that provides for everybody's everything. Okay, it's Harry. Okay, let him be in charge of this. You see what I mean? But it's not going to happen. You can't have strong men on the show, and that's the truth, okay? And then Carrie with Aiden, this is a ridiculous bullshit relationship. It would never work. First of all, no man with any sort of, no high value man, because clearly all the men have to be high value in the sense that they have money, they have resources, okay? They're single, they're available, all that kind of stuff. All right. In that sense, they're high value. As far as emotions, okay, they're low value. They're all insecure. Okay. They're impotent. They're afraid of what they're going to look like. Okay. They need their wives to tell them how great they are because they don't believe that they are. Okay. They're handicapped. Okay. Or whatever. Okay. You see what I mean? And Harry falls into that. Okay. And Aiden, of course, falls into that as well. Okay. Okay, I can't fucking look at this guy with Carrie and not think to myself in the back of my mind, this girl fucked you over many years ago, and she did it twice, and you're still with her. You still want to get with her. She's still the best you can do. You still have feelings for her. You still want to work things out. You still want to build a life with her. Are you crazy? This girl fucked you over. This girl married the guy that she cheated on you with. Okay, and she didn't cheat on you once. She over and over again, while you're doing all these wonderful, nice things for her, she was getting her fucking back blown out by Mr. Big. Okay, so this woman is not someone you want to invest your life into. Okay, it's not someone you want to trust. Okay, but yet he's trusting of her. He forgives her. He wants her back. He's still in love with her. This is ridiculous. Okay, no selfish man would ever do this, much less have a long distance relationship. He's in Virginia and she's in fucking New York and Manhattan. Okay, it's not gonna work. There's no way it could work. Okay, so why are you putting Carrie through all this drama? This is fucking bullshit. No woman would ever put up with a relationship like this. No man would ever want to be in a relationship like this. This is ridiculous. This is gay people trying to write straight people. Okay, they don't understand. They definitely don't understand straight guys. That's why you got my channel. Okay, So I can tell you what straight guys will really do. And no self-respecting, and I'm not going to say no guy would ever do it, okay, because there's plenty of fucking guys out there with absolutely no self-respect. They'll put up with anything that a woman does, okay? They'll put up with anything, okay? Unfortunately, there's a hell of a lot of those out there, okay? All right, thank you, single moms, for producing a whole generation of fucking pussies, all right? But Aiden, okay, is supposed to be high value, okay? And the fact that he's letting Carrie do all this shit to him, okay? The fact that he's doing this shit to her, okay, this makes no sense. This makes no fucking sense, okay? I would never, ever want to start a relationship, okay? Restart a relationship, okay? Seriously, with a woman that fucked me over in the past. I would never fucking do that. You know why? Because I fucking care too much about myself. She's already proven the type of woman that she is to me, okay? Then maybe she's changed. I don't give a shit, okay? I'm not going to put myself in a position where she can do that to me again, okay? Why? Because I respect myself. I already know the type of person that what she's willing to do, okay? So why would I put myself in that situation? I wouldn't, okay? Write that one off as a loss and move on. Okay, that's what a normal, self-respecting man would do. Anyone that values himself would do that. Of course, there's no men like that on the show. So of course they're going to take back the girl that fucked him over, and they're going to do it over and over again. Okay, and the show is the context of the show is that Carrie's the victim here because she's the one that's all neurotic. She's the one that's suffering with her boyfriend being so far away, and she just wants him to be around so she can help him pick out furniture and stuff. You know, this is bullshit. This is ridiculous. Okay. No. Well, think about this for a second. Okay, why would Carrie, who killed her husband, okay, now want to be with an absentee boyfriend? Okay, this is ridiculous. Carrie, when Carrie's single, she will fuck any guy. Okay, she'll fuck different guys every fucking day. She don't give a shit. She'll justify it all by I'm looking for the right guy. Okay, no matter how many guys I have to fuck. Okay, because in this show, fucking body count doesn't matter. Okay, in this bullshit lollipop land that the show takes place in, okay, the number of sexual partners the woman has had doesn't matter to the man at all. Okay? Doesn't matter at all. She's still high value to him. Okay? And that's why this show is bullshit and not realistic. Okay? It most definitely matters. That's why women lie to their guys about how many partners they've been with. That's why they do it. Because they know damn well what their guy is going to think. You know, if she tells him I've been with fucking 93 guys, he's going to be like, okay. Well, in that case, I don't think I'm going to propose to you after all. Okay? As a matter of fact, I think you need to fucking move back to your place. Okay? That's what he's going to fucking think, so they don't say it. You see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Okay? This sex positive bullshit. It's bullshit. All right? All right, let's actually talk about this episode here. Okay? Let's see. So we did the whole thing about Charlotte was crying, okay? That Lisa's father died, okay? But then Bitsy shows up, okay? Okay, sorry. So what happened here? Okay, so Aiden said he wanted to buy a new antique glass door, okay, to replace the one that he broke. He wanted to go to Pennsylvania and do it. Carrie said no. Come back to bed and fuck me. You haven't fucked me since you got here. What's up with that? I'll give you 5 minutes more on the computer, but you need to get back in bed and fuck me. Well, that didn't happen. She wakes up the next day and Aiden's already gone. He left a post-it note telling her, I went to Pennsylvania to get the door. I'm going to fix this thing that I broke. I'm going to fix it. So she's pissed off at that. Okay, just spur of the moment, he just got in a fight, rented a truck, and went to Pennsylvania. It's a 2.5-hour drive to find the door to replace. Okay, so in the meantime, what do you call it? Carrie goes to her medicine cabinet and grabs the Tums. Okay, this is the second appearance in this episode. Tums, the antacid medication, the chewables. Okay, and starts taking some of those. All right, and guess what? The bottle is almost empty. Dun dun dun! The bottle of Tums is almost empty. Uh-oh. Okay, next scene. Charlotte and Carrie, they wear very expensive dresses, very expensive outfits, okay, and they go to Tiffany's. Yes, right out of breakfast at Tiffany's. Okay, yes, they go to the actual Tiffany's in Manhattan. Okay, so the production value on the show is very damn high. Okay, for episodes only 45 minutes, they shoot in many different locations in New York, expensive restaurants. And can you imagine how much it costs to shut down a restaurant? Okay, and staff it with extras, light it, costume it, makeup it, okay, have everyone rehearse their lines and then do it and then film it from all the angles and all the takes that you need, okay? You know how much money in Manhattan, in actual Manhattan, in the actual Tiffany's department store in Manhattan, this shit must cost a shitload of money for a scene that takes that's fucking like 45 seconds long. You know, I mean, this is ridiculous the kind of money they're spending on this stuff, all right? So anyway, So they're at Tiffany's here, okay, and tells Charlotte that Aiden was up all night looking for windows. Okay, so they didn't have sex, and that pisses off Carrie. Okay, she tells Charlotte this. Okay, well, Charlotte starts to cry, and she says it's because Lisa's father died. Okay, that's not why. Okay, she's starting to cry because her husband has prostate cancer, and she can't tell anyone about it. All right, but then all of a sudden Bitsy shows up again. Bitsy Von Muffling, remember her? She's the old ugly lady that married the gay guy Nathan Lane's character. What was the name? Bobby Fine or Billy Fine or something like that. Okay, remember that in Sex and the City? Remember, they were such good friends that they never ever appeared in any episode before until the one where, she gets married. So Bobby Fine was a gay guy. He only had sex with men, but he fell in love with this woman. I wonder why. I guess it had nothing to do with that she was filthy, stinking rich. Okay, actually it didn't, because he was already rich himself. He invested in Apple or something back in the day. I remember now. I've reviewed every single episode of Sex and the City. Okay, so I've reviewed the episodes that introduced Bitsy and her husband Bobby Fine, the wedding, all that kind of stuff that happened. All right, and then later on this show, she admitted that her husband liked to fuck guys, and she was okay with it because he liked to fuck her too. Must have been doggy style, right? Here, wear this Arnold Schwarzenegger wig. Okay, anyway, moving right along. Ooh. Okay. So anyway, so that's going on here. Okay, Bitsy shows up, okay, and she's concerned about not being on the invitation A-list. Okay, because she found her invite to this party, this tea time at Tiffany's. It was in her spam mail. Okay, and so she chewed out everybody that worked. I'm your best customer. I spend, you were going to invite me to every event at your Tiffany store from now on, or else, that kind of thing, right? All right. So she's very concerned about being on the invitation A-list. Why the hell is Bitsy Von Muffling in any of these episodes? I think she's probably as friends with some of the gay producers of the show, and so they just throw her a bone every once. Hey, remember your character? Let's just bring her back for a couple of scenes, that have absolutely nothing to do with the storylines in this TV show. I think that's what happened here. Okay, but they didn't bring back Nathan Lane, which is weird. Instead, they killed him off. He died of COVID off screen. Okay, so that's going on here. Okay, the very next scene we have is Lisa. Lisa meets Lucille Highwater. Lucille Highwater was her dad's general manager at the theater that he owned. So she was in charge of hiring everybody, running the theater, raising the money to support all the. It was a free theater. Okay, so she had to get donations from people, okay, to pay for everything in this theater. This was Lisa's father's dream, okay, was this theater. This was his life, a free theater, okay, in Newark, all right? So, so Lucille Highwater was basically her dad's right-hand man, so to speak. Okay, so they're having dinner at some soul food diner where they have the chicken waffles and stuff. Everybody, all the customers there are black. All right, no white people allowed. All right, so they're there in the diner. Okay, and Lucille compliments Lisa's purse. Okay, and then she expects Lisa to compliment her purse. She's like, "Yeah, you have a very lovely purse. By the way, look at mine." And then she moves it to the front. That's right, Michael Kors. That purse, Michael Kors. Like that. Like that's fucking important. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about her purse, okay? And of course, Lucille's over the top. Apparently, she was a failed actress, so she got into stage management or something, okay? So, of course, everything she says has got to be overly dramatic. She's got to raise her voice. She's got to make big, hyperbolic statements, fucking act like a fucking drama student, okay? Basically, when she talks, okay? Everything's got to be loud and boisterous and animated, okay, when she talks, all right? So that's going on. Lucille sees herself as just as important to Lisa's dad as Lisa is. Okay. So she's on an equal level in importance, okay, in Lawrence Todd's life as his own daughter is. That's what she sees herself as, all right? Despite the fact that she was just his employee, okay? So that's going on, all right? And Lisa wants to know why Lucille is in charge of her father's funeral when clearly the daughter should be in charge of her father's funeral. Okay, and she explains that she has been running all of Lawrence's business affairs for the past 20 years. She's been in charge of everything that has to do with her dad. Okay? And she tells me, listen, I talked to your father, and your father told me that Lisa is too busy. Do not bother Lisa at all. She's way too busy. Do not bother her. That's what your father told me. You know, that you're too busy. And then Lisa's like, but I'm not too busy for my dad. Okay? And then Lucille says like, well, that's all news to me. You know? Okay, this is all news to me. Okay? Like she had no idea that Lisa would be upset that Lucille's in charge of her father's funeral, okay? Lucy says, like, I've got some hot sauce right here, because the food arrives, okay? So I've got some hot sauce right here in my Michael Kors purse. And she pulls out this big bottle of fucking goddamn hot sauce, okay? I guess she carries it there for emergencies or some shit, right? Okay. And, you know, he says, your father gifted me that Michael Kors purse. You know, and then pulls out the fucking hot. This is ridiculous. This is dumb. All right. And we know damn well we're never going to see this character again. So why make such a big deal about her? This is dumb. All right. The next scene, we got Miranda and Joy, okay? And they're on a date. Okay, you got these two dogs on a date. All right. And they're also got two dogs on another date sitting underneath the table there. All right. And they're waiting for Brady to show up. Brady, of course, is Miranda's son. He's another limp dick soy boy, supposedly straight kid, you know, that looks like Ronald McDonald, but without the makeup on. All right. Of course, he's a male feminist and he loves to go to pride parades too, despite the fact that he's supposed to be a straight. Okay. So anyway, so they're waiting for him to show up because it's very important to Miranda that Joy meets her son, okay? And Joy just straight up tells Miranda that she doesn't like other people's children. She doesn't like children at all. She doesn't like meeting people's children, okay? And that she doesn't date single moms. That's why she never dates single moms. She has no tolerance for kids. No tolerance for the offspring, okay? The spawn of the loins of whatever romantic partner she has. That's why she does not date single moms, okay? So she's laying her cards out on the table, okay? I'm a career woman, okay? I'm all about my life, okay? And my dogs, okay? The ones that I date and the ones that I feed, okay? And I have no interest in meeting any puppies. Okay, I have no interest in that at all. I am a career woman. I am a boss bitch. I'm all about my career. I'm all about getting laid. I'm all about shopping at the best stores, about going to the best restaurants. Okay, traveling all over the world. Okay, hanging out with my girlfriends, getting fucked up every fucking. That's what I'm all about. Okay, I ain't about none of this fucking. I have kids shit. Okay, basically, and that's basically all the women on the show. The only difference is that Joy is a fucking lesbo. Okay. And of course she's ugly, okay? But we're supposed to believe that she's pretty. All right, anyway, moving right along. Yeah, they even told us that Rosie O'Donnell was pretty, okay? That's how fucking delusional the people making this show are, okay? Moving right along, okay? So of course not, okay? Of course Joy would never date a single mom. Holy shit, welcome to our world, bitch. Wow, holy fuck. Maybe there are some men on the show after all, all right? Of course not, okay? It's men. Okay, the reason Joy won't date single moms is because it's men that force women to be mothers, okay? Women want careers. No woman that wants to be a mom. No woman that wants to give birth. She don't want to get pregnant and give birth and carry this tub of shit inside of her stomach for 9 months and then have to take care of it and feed it afterwards. Oh my God, it's so fucking disgusting. Women don't want any of that stuff. They want their careers. That's the important thing. You know? That's the way Joy is, all right? You know, men don't fucking matter. Men all suck, all that kind of crap. Don't even talk about it. In fact, you're not even allowed to talk about anything masculine, okay, in front of Joy, because that shuts her down big time. If you mention the word penis, or if you say father, or you say husband, or boy, you say anything, or son, you say anything that has anything to do with a penis, she shuts down right away, okay? She don't want to hear none of that crap, okay? Don't bring none of that nonsense into this conversation. Okay, that's who Joy is. That's the kind of fucking piece of shit that Joy is, all right? She doesn't even want to acknowledge that there's actually men on this planet, all right? Sharing her oxygen. Okay, so moving right along, okay? They acknowledge that they're in a relationship now, okay? You know, so she says, like, you know, I don't meet my girlfriends, you know, kids, or that kind of thing. And Miranda's, so you mean I'm your girlfriend? Like that, okay? Like I don't give a shit. I don't care about Miranda's love life. I don't care. I don't fucking care. God. Anyway, so that's going on, okay? They're acknowledging their relationship now, okay? And that's why she's even bothering to meet with Brady. So the only reason I'm even bothering to meet your son is because you're my girlfriend. You know, that kind of thing, right? Well, Brady arrives, he stumbles over, dressed like a fucking pathetic piece of shit, you know, and the first thing he does after he says hi to his mom, okay, is he starts petting the dogs, Sappho and Socrates, okay? The actual pretty dogs that are sitting there, but they're sitting under the table. He starts petting them, okay, because he'd rather look at real dogs than the fucking his mom and her girlfriend, all right? By the way, he's completely unaffected by the fact that his mom cheated on his dad and destroyed his family, destroyed his parents' lives, okay? Broke up the family that he grew up with, okay? He's completely unaffected by that. He has no resentments towards his mom. They never had a conversation about it. Nothing. He's totally cool. Mom went gay. That's fine. I'm on your side. Go, mom. Okay, that's basically how any typical son would react to this shit, all right? Okay, and by the way, okay, I know lots of guys, okay, who grew up with their moms cheating on their dads, okay, and just so you know, this ain't the way it goes in real life, all right? Moving right along, okay, so he's playing with those fucking dogs, okay, he plays with his pussy while he finds out their names, you know, of course he does, because he's he's a closeted homosexual as well, okay, he doesn't have a penis, he has an extremely large clitoris is what he has, and so he starts doing that while with his other hand he's playing with the dogs, and not his mom and her girlfriend, I mean the actual canines. Okay, Joy acknowledges that Brady is also a lesbian, thereby does not count as a man. Thereby, she likes him. Oh, good, Brady, you won. Mom's girlfriend likes you. That's awesome, okay? But she still refuses to talk to him. So there is that. She ain't going to talk to him, okay? All right, so moving right along. The next scene here is Lisa and Lucille. They're still at the diner, at the No Whites Allowed diner, okay, to have her dad's wake. They decide they're going to have her dad's funeral. The services are going to be held at the theater, okay, at the theater that he owns, all right? Okay, and of course, Lucille's over the top. She's loud. She's obnoxious. She screams to the waitress about the key lime pie not being good enough, you know, okay? And Lisa tries to argue with her, okay? She tries to argue with her, and Lucille says, like, you've got a lot of opinions for somebody who's too busy to say goodbye to her daddy on the last day of his life. Well, Lisa's like, may I please have to check? Like that. And then Lucy, okay, I get it. I understand. I crossed the line. I'm aware. Just like the way I'm moving right now, this is the way Lucille talks. I am aware that I crossed the line. My Michael Kors purse. And I get it, I understand. So Lisa tells Lucille that she wants a funeral that is simple and respectful. Okay? Now, the very next scene, Carrie arrives home to find Aiden alone with the windows. The window doors are there, okay? He's got a selection. He brought several with him, okay? He tells her that he can't fix the broken window door because none of the other doors have a rainbow. Now Carrie mentioned earlier that when the light hits the pane of the glass a certain way, it produces a rainbow in the living room, okay? And now since he broke the window, she's never gonna get that rainbow again. Okay, so he's got to find a glass that can mimic the rainbow when sunlight goes through it. Okay, well he can't. He tells her he can't fix the broken window door because none of the other doors have a rainbow. Okay, he's afraid to get close to her. He's like pacing around and keeping a distance from her. All right, and he's been distant from her ever since he arrived. Okay, and he tells her, okay, all of a sudden for no fucking reason at all, he tells her that he slept with his ex-wife Kathy. Okay, I slept with Kathy. I betrayed you. It was wrong and it will never happen again. I don't know what happened. It's just, like, so he's like, and Carrie's like, what do you mean you slept with Kathy? Okay, he's like, we were both upset after putting Wyatt on that plane, and we were just trying to comfort each other. He's like, it just happened. It was a mistake. We both said so, and it will never happen again. It won't. Okay, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck, all right? Okay, she did not fucking need to know about this, all right? She did not need to know about this. You could have kept this a fucking secret, okay? She did not fucking need to know, okay? Even Kathy admitted that it was a mistake, right? So that means that she ain't gonna tell Carrie what happened. Okay, now listen, the part that I don't understand isn't that they fucked each other, okay? The way I look at it here, okay, is that Aiden, he didn't do anything wrong, okay? There's nothing that Aiden did to Carrie here that Carrie has not done to him. Okay, so let's not fucking get on a morality, some sort of moral fucking pedestal here. Okay, there's nothing Aiden did, okay, that Carrie has not done to him. All right, okay, so no, fuck that. All right, okay, and and I can't understand. I thought he wanted to stay together with Carrie forever. Okay, if you want to stay with her forever, why the fuck did you fuck your ex-wife? Okay, this is ridiculous. Okay, what the hell? Okay, now here's the shocker, okay? Clearly Aiden's upset about that. I cheated on you and it was wrong and I'm sorry. I'll never do it again, Carrie. Please, I betrayed you. And I can't live with myself knowing that. Get the fuck out of here. You're crying like a little fucking bitch. And here's the thing. Carrie's not upset. She's not upset about it at all. She's just like, okay, I understand. I can understand how that can happen. Like that. Like she doesn't give a shit. Okay? And at least in this part, this is actually kind of correct. Okay, I've said this before, but guys, if you're watching this, okay, all right, let me tell you, it's a lot more likely that a woman will forgive you for fucking around on her than it is a man will forgive a woman for fucking around on him. Okay, it's true. I know, you don't get me in this fucking sexism bullshit. Okay, men and women are different. We are equal, but we're different. Okay, we deal with things in completely different ways. We cheat for completely different reasons. Okay, our access to cheating is completely different. All right. Most women can get laid pretty fucking easily. If you're average looking, okay, as long as you don't look like fucking Quasimodo, okay, it's going to be relatively easy for you to get laid. Okay, it's going to be hard for you to find a high value man, okay, to put a ring on it for you, to take you in, to be your husband and support you and take care of you and all that kind of stuff, fall in love with you. That's difficult. But as far as getting laid, no, it's pretty easy, okay? Any average looking girl can get laid, okay? Any beautiful woman can get laid. It's not difficult. It's not difficult at all, okay? Because the things that women are looking for, okay, or is a lot more than what a guy is looking for, okay? It's different, okay? An average guy is relatively difficult for an average guy to get laid, okay? There needs to be something about him that the woman finds attractive. He's got to have a good personality, okay? He's got to be super good looking. He's got to be wealthy. He's got to have charm, okay? Like Billy D. Williams did, okay? There's got to be something about him, okay, that a woman would find attractive, okay? He's got to go out of his way to do something in order to get her attention, in order to get her interested in him, okay? That's what the average guy has to go through. The high-value guys don't need to do any of that shit. Brad Pitt doesn't have to ask a girl out on a date, okay? Harry Styles doesn't have to ask a girl out on a date, okay? The women come to him, but most guys are not in that percentage, okay? They're not in that percentage. Okay, most guys are average, just like most women are average, okay? But even an average woman has access to as much dick as she wants. Okay, the average guy does not have access to as much pussy as he wants. Okay, very few guys are able to fucking just keep a stream of fucking women jumping in and out of their bed every fucking day or every few hours. Okay, very few men are capable of that. They do exist, but it's very, very few. These are the men that all the women want. Okay, so of course he's not gonna have a shortage of women, but most guys don't have that kind of lifestyle. They don't have access to that much sex. You see what I mean? So it's not the same. It's not the same. All right, moving right along. So Carrie's not mad. She understands because she never had any intention on staying faithful to him while they were apart. So she tells him, hey, listen, I never intended to be faithful to you for 5 years, okay? I'm definitely going to fuck other guys. And he assumed that she would be faithful to him. What the fuck is wrong with you? If you wanted her to be faithful to you, you should have fucking moved to New York, right? And the fact that they're both in their 60s and they never had this conversation, Carrie has a point. How come we never talked about this before? Yes, you're supposed to be in love, but you never talked about like if you're allowed to fucking have an open relationship or not. You never discussed that because you never discussed it. It was assumed that you were in an open relationship. What the fuck is this shit? This is blissful. This is feminist bullshit right here, okay? There's no such thing as open relationship for men. Okay, it don't fucking exist. Whenever you hear open relationship, it's always the woman's idea. It's always the wife's idea for the open relationship. Okay, it's never the guy's idea at all. A guy will just fucking cheat. He doesn't want an open relationship. Okay, if a guy who loves his fucking wife, loves her, like that's the hill he's gonna die on. He does not want a fucking open relationship. Okay, that's bull. That's what the wife wants. That's what the wife wants. Okay, so don't give me that fucking shit. All right, moving right along. You know, blah blah. So you know, so she never intended to stay faithful to him while he was apart. She never agreed to be monogamous with him. They never had that conversation. And Aiden, of course, is shocked by the. What do you mean you want to have sex with other men? Like that, like the bitch that he is, you know? And I call bullshit on this, okay? It's women that always want the open relationships, okay? Men don't, because they have a lot more to fucking lose, okay? If they leave or if she leaves him, okay, the man is always the one who gets the short end of the stick here. Okay, if a couple is married, okay, and the fucking husband fucks around, guess what happens? Okay, the wife divorces him and she takes half of his shit. She keeps the house. She gets fucking alimony. She gets child support, and he's got to find a fucking place to stay with his new girlfriend, who's gonna dump him now because he doesn't have the resources he used to have. That's what happens when a guy cheats. When a woman cheats, it's the exact same fucking thing. Only fucking the alimony and the child support and the house, all that stuff goes to her fucking boyfriend now. You see what I mean? She suffers no repercussions for this. None at all. Okay? So a man has a hell of a lot more to lose when he's married and he fucks around than a woman does. A woman has a lot more to gain by fucking around. Okay? So clearly, divorce is one-sided, which is why men don't want to fucking get married. Do you understand? They don't want to lose all their shit. They'd rather just fucking be single. Just fucking be single. Don't worry about alimony. Don't worry about any of that fucking shit. Okay? You fuck as many women as you want. Okay? Or don't if you don't want to. And that's it. And you enjoy your fucking life. Okay? A man has a lot more to gain by being single than a woman does. A woman has a lot more to gain by being married. You see what I mean? That way she can take his resources and she can live the fucking single life and have everything fucking paid for already. So what the fuck? Win-win. Okay? For a woman, marriage is win-win. Not for a guy. For a guy, it's lose-lose. And that's the truth. That's the way it is. That's what I said earlier, okay, about cheating, okay? Yes, okay, it's wrong, okay, when both sides do it, okay, but it's very one-sided, okay? Women don't get punished in this country for fucking around with their husbands. They get rewarded for it, okay? What other institution is there, okay, or what other contract is there where you get benefits by breaking it, for breaking the contract? Where you get rewarded for breaking the contract. You see? Okay, all the fucking marriage laws, family court laws are all sided towards the woman, not the man. So why would a guy put himself in that situation? It makes no fucking sense. Okay, that's why people aren't getting married anymore. Okay, that's why fucking bridal stores are going out of business. That's why you don't see as many bridal magazines anymore. Okay, because it's just not happening. That's why you got all these single women in their fucking 40s and 50s that are adopting kids with no dad around. Okay, because no man wants to wipe them up. It's true. It's sad, but it's fucking true. Can you imagine being married to bitches like fucking Carrie and Miranda and Charlotte? Can you imagine, or Seema? Can you imagine being married to those things? Shit! Like that's supposed to make us happy? No. Okay, so that's going on here. Okay, she accuses him of sexism because he assumed that she would be faithful to him. Okay, she's not upset at all because he assumed she wouldn't fuck anyone else. Okay. And this is the message here, okay? This is the message they're trying to tell you here in this scene. Monogamy is part of the patriarchy. It's another way that men use to control women, okay? Monogamy, okay? Women are forced to be monogamous, okay? Because a man is oppressing them and forcing them to be monogamous, okay? That's why women are monogamous, because they've been forced to. If women were left up to themselves, they would not be monogamous. Fine, okay? Fine, but you're not going to find a high-value guy, okay? If you're out there fucking around all the time, what the fuck, all right? What the fuck, okay? The single guy has it better. You know why? Because when I'm fucking a married woman, okay, I'm only competing with one guy, all right? When I'm fucking a married woman, I'm only competing with one guy, right? And that's the truth, okay? When I'm fucking a single woman, I'm competing with all the other guys that also want to fuck her. Okay, you see what I mean? So it's better to be with a married woman. And that's a single guy's point of view. It's better to fuck a married woman because at least she's got somewhere to be at the end of the day, okay? You can still go around and do your own thing. You see what I mean? Anyway, okay, I'm going to stop my review right here, but I'll be back to continue my review. I thank you very much for watching this long. I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye.